the question then is, what happened when Elon Musk purchased Twitter? Okay, because that was the change. That was the change. That's when so many people in the alternative media started eulogizing him instead of questioning him and exposing him, as they would have done if he hadn't bought Twitter. So he's bought Twitter, and he puts out the Twitter files, and he shows that Twitter's operation, who could post and what could be posted, was basically completely controlled by the deep state. And if you said to people, was Twitter controlled by the deep state before Elon Musk, they'd say, yeah, all the Twitter files, they showed it. Yeah. Okay. So the deep state was in a position that was exactly what it wanted then. It was controlling the narrative, who could post and who couldn't, just like Facebook and YouTube and all these people. So my question is, why did they sell it to Musk then, who is supposed to be this free speech absolutist? Why would they do that? And then you ask, okay, so what's happened as a result? And what's happened as a result is exactly what I'm talking about and challenging, which is people have stopped questioning all the ways that this man is serving the agenda of the cult and the World Economic Forum, etc. They've stopped doing it in the way they would have done had he not bought and run Twitter. The guy's still demanding a carbon tax. He wants a guaranteed income. All these are World Economic Forum policies. The foundation of human control, where we're going, is connecting the human brain to artificial intelligence, not least via the cloud, the electromagnetic cloud of 5G, 6G, 7G to come, which is being generated by the towers. But fundamentally, if you want it global, it's being generated by low orbit satellites. Now, without this cloud, this agenda cannot happen. This is the cloud that Ray Kurzweil at Google talks about, where he said that the human brain is going to be connected to the cloud, artificial intelligence. And then he says artificial intelligence will do more and more of human thinking until human thinking as we know it is basically negligible. So this cloud is fundamental. And SpaceX, Elon Musk's of SpaceX, is leading the way in putting up low orbit satellites to beam this stuff at the Earth. And so the question is, if you are against this new world order, this human control system and hive mind, why are you facilitating it and bragging about it in posts on Twitter X that you're putting these low orbit satellites up there? And, you know, if Elon Musk is such a rebel, such a threat to the system, how come that SpaceX gets all these contracts at massive amounts of money from people like NASA and the Pentagon? Only a few months ago, they were awarded a contract by the Pentagon to take over and create something called Starshield, which is the military government communication system version of Starlink. Now, these things should be questioned. When Tucker Carlson interviews Elon Musk, when Joe Rogan interviews Elon Musk, they should be asking, how do you square this? Now, the connection to the cloud is meant to be via chipping. And here we have Neuralink from someone who says AI could be the end of humanity, and yet turns out more and more AI stuff. The Neuralink has just had the first human trial. Now, I think it's a bit of a kind of diversion, because the real connection to the cloud is through nanotechnology, not least that which was in the fake vaccine. But it's still going down the same road of chipping.
Okay. So David, you're a great great you a guy that does a great job lecturing, and I agree with everything you're saying. But let me just interject. You're bringing this up.
I'm just making my point, mate.
You're getting about 80% of the time. So all I'm saying is, and I'm not trying to be mean to you, but I
don't care, mate.
But it's okay. You know, hey, we're friends, aren't we? I like you. You like me.
Yeah, just go ahead with what you say.
No, but I'm going to ask you, do you think I'm an agent of the New World Order?
No, the point is, as I've said many times, you don't have to be a knowing agent of the cult.
But a useful idiot.
But if his company Neuralink is pushing the way, at least popularizing the concept of a brain chip connecting to artificial intelligence. And if you connect to artificial intelligence becomes your mind. And then you've got another agenda. These are all WEF agendas, by the way, which is autonomous vehicles, where the computer will decide where you can and cannot go, not your personal choice. And so you have Tesla. So what I'm saying is, you look at the companies and the things that are done with that he's fronting up, and these need to be questioned. And since he took over Twitter X, in very large areas, they're ceasing to be questioned. This is not where we should be going. We shouldn't be eulogizing anyone. We should be dispassionately, calmly looking at everything. So let's just look at the AI agenda and how this fits in. You've got people, your Bill Gateses and your Klaus Schwabs, and what they're doing is going hard sell AI, connecting AI to the human brain and human genetics. That's what needs to happen. But of course, there's a vast number of what I call pushbackers in the United States, in Europe, in the world in general, that don't want that. They're not having that.
And by the way, Bill Gates came out 3 months ago and said, we've got to stop the hard sell. He actually said that.
Yeah, well, so along comes Elon Musk. And Elon Musk does the soft sell. He is saying, oh, I'm worried about AI. Oh, God, it's very terrible. It could be the end of humanity. And then continues to push the AI agenda. But it's not too bad. It can't be as bad because Elon's doing it and he owns Twitter and he's letting people back on Twitter. And these are the things I'm saying that, we've got to keep questioning these things.
I know what you're saying. They did 5 years of total censorship and it failed. So they said, go to plan B and bring in a co-opter to create a false dialectic of Elon on one end of freedom and the hard sellers on the other. And you're saying now we're missing the whole paradigm over there because they put us into a small window.
What I'm saying is, look at the outcome. What is the outcome of the hard sell? What is the outcome of the soft sell? At the end of those roads is the same thing. Humans connected to artificial intelligence. See, the hard sell says this is where we must go. We should go. Look at all the fantastic things. We'll be gods, says Ray Kurzweil. And Elon Musk says, well, I'm worried, but, there's no stopping it. So, if we're not going to get left behind by artificial intelligence, we've got to have artificial intelligence connections so that we don't get left behind by artificial intelligence. And at the end of the day, what happens is, humans are connected to artificial intelligence. And that is something that must not happen, because the moment it does, it's over.
So let's talk good news. I agree. I'm going to shut up for 5 minutes. I'm going to shut up for... Hold on, David. This is a discussion and debate.
AI tells you to think. And therefore, we must resist that at all times. And that means... investigating and highlighting and calling out Elon Musk when he's trying to get us to go down that road, just as we're calling out Schwab and Gates for, in another way, telling us to go down that road.
So you're saying because I love it when you come on the show and I always give you the floor and I give you 80% of the time, but this is more of a debate discussion here. So just please let me ask these questions. You're saying this is good cop, bad cop with Elon Musk as the good cop and Bill Gates and Klaus Schwab as the bad cops. If that's right, you're talking about solutions. What do we do to then counter this?
Well, we absolutely do not buy having a connection to artificial intelligence in any way, shape, or form. That's the bottom line, because it's over once we do. Artificial intelligence will be doing your thinking for you. It will be doing your emotional responses for you. That's the whole idea. I've been writing for decades about the plan to create a hive mind, which can be centrally controlled. And so how do they do that? Well, they put chips inside you, actually nano chips. So, like I said earlier, in so many ways, this Neuralink thing is a diversion. And you get connected to the electromagnetic, technologically generated cloud, which these people are creating with their low orbit satellites, Elon Musk and SpaceX being at the forefront of it. And if that happens, and I say that that self-replicating technology to connect people to the cloud was in the fake vaccines, those that were those kind of course there were many saline, I'm sure, as well. But those self-replicating systems that have been shown in the blood of people who've had the fake vaccine, that's what's supposed to connect us to the cloud. And every single SpaceX satellite that goes up there, and all the other companies doing it, but they're the leader, every new 5G tower and 6G, 7G tower to come is building this cloud to which we are supposed to be connected. This is the bottom line. This is what has to be stopped. This is what we have to refuse to cooperate with. But if you get kind of focused on the left-right kind of Biden-Trump stuff, I'm not saying people shouldn't look at that. Of course they should. But it's the big picture that's being obscured by that focus of attention. And if you ask me about who he is, he's a front man. He's a salesman. You know, I had to bloody laugh when he said on the Joe Rogan, one of the Joe Rogan interviews, that he spent 80% of his time designing and engineering. Oh, at the same time that he runs all these companies, apparently, and tweets on Twitter, X all the time. I mean, it's ridiculous. He's a front man. Other people in the background are running the show, but he's a very good salesman. He's selling the electric car, autonomous car thing. He's selling the microchip. He's saying, oh, look, you know, we've got more and more Starlink connections and satellites. Isn't it great? Oh yeah, Elon. Without people realizing, actually, the prison is being built all around them. So he's a front man. And what we need to do is take everything on its merits without falling for the hype. And that means that we will question these people. Whether they run Twitter X or not, we question them. We look at what they do, not what they say. And therefore, we don't fall for the scam.